Hey there, welcome back. In this video, we would be adding the functionality in our car class. Now, what is a functionality? A functionality could be, for example, running the car, where your car is functioning something, right? And all of these stuff which are in front of us and highlighted, doors, engine, driver, speed, all of these are properties or state of the car, right? So let's get started and let's add a yet another method in here. This would be a public method. This will return a string. The name of the method would be run, and this will receive nothing. So now we have this run method which will play a very important role. Now moving forward, in order to run a car, we would require couple of things like the door should be closed, engine should be on, driver should be seated, speed needs to be more than 0, then only the car should be in the running state. Now friends, let's add a condition inside this run method, and the condition will check the value of these properties. So let's do that. So in here I will type in if doors dot equals. Now friends, whenever we compare a string, it is good to make use of this dot equals method, and we will definitely talk about a string in our forthcoming videos. But do understand that whenever we are comparing two strings, it is better to make use of the equals method. So the door should be closed in order to run the car. So we will check whether the doors are closed or not, right? Then moving forward, we will check the engine. So engine should be on, right? So in here I will type in engine dot equals, and the state should be on, right? Then moving forward, we have this driver. Now driver should be seated in order to run the car, right? So we will type in driver dot equals, and the state should be seated. And moving forward, finally we will check a yet another condition, and the condition is speed should be greater than 0. Then only we can say that the car is running. So inside this if block, we will be returning a value, right? So we will return a string value. The value would be running. Now if all of these states are proper, then definitely we can return running string as a proper output, else we will return not running. Alright, so this is cool, and somehow there is some kind of issue, and the issue is pretty simple. We have missed adding the AND operator in here. So now everything looks good. Now finally, if we try to run the car, what happens? Let us check. Now in here, for example, if I try to directly call this run method without initializing all of these properties, then what should be the output? Let me show you. I can type in car dot run, and I suppose there should be a issue. Let me show you. Here is the issue. It says null pointer exception. Definitely the exception is valid. If I click on this particular option, then the option will lead us to this condition where we are trying to check these values, and as these properties are not initialized, definitely when we are trying to check the condition, it will throw a null pointer exception. Now is there any way to by default initialize these properties, right? So there is indeed a way, which we will check in our forthcoming videos. But as of now, first of all, let us try to check whether the issue vanish if we manually initialize these properties. So that is something which we should check. So straight away we will say car dot set doors, and the value could be closed, right? Likewise I will say car dot set driver, driver is seated maybe. Then I will type in car dot set engine, engine is on, and finally car set speed. Here we go, and the speed could be 10. And then if I execute this program, then it should work properly and it should give us a proper result. Let me show you. Alright, so it is not giving us any output because this particular run method is returning a state, right? So we should print the state directly using system.out.println, then we will get a proper output. So that was a silly mistake though. Here is the state. So the car is actually running, which is fantastic. Now for example, in place of closed, I type in not closed, maybe not closed, then the state will change and the state is not running, right? So this is good, and this is how we can like add a functionality to a class, which is pretty simple. And these are known as POJO, plain old Java object, and this is a very frequent thing which you will see in the world of programming using Java. These kind of scenario are very usual. In our next video, we will explore more about like classes, object, and we will also touch on constructors in our forthcoming videos. Thanks for watching and take care.